it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the National Gender Policy 2024-2013 approvals of the 2020 financial account. The gala dinners in honor of Djibouti's candidate Mahmoud Ali Yusuf for the presidency of the Commissions of the African Union. Arab countries condemn Israeli incursions into the Golan Plateau buffer zone in Syria. Welcome to our newsroom. The Prime Minister received his delegation from Japan-Djibouti Friendship Association following the TICAD 8 meeting in Tunis. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed, had the honor of receiving a delegation from the Japan-Djibouti Friendship Association led today. This meeting is part of the strengthening of the historic bilateral relation between the Republic of Djibouti and Japan based on mutually beneficial cooperation and deep friendship between the two nations. 1 year after its official creation in Tokyo, the Japan-Djibouti Friendship Association continues to play a central role in the development of multidimensional relations between the two countries. Under the leadership of President Arai and with the invaluable support of Yano Tetsuro Sensei, the association has organized a number of activities, including meetings with the members of the Djiboutian government, presentation seminar on Djibouti, and this inaugural trip to Djiboutian soil. The Prime Minister welcomed the recent arrivals of 2 Japanese supply patrol boats to support the Djibouti Coast Guard. He also expressed his gratitude for the association's constant effort to promote the mutual interests of the two countries. For his part, the president of the Djibouti-Japan Friendship Association said that discussions during the meeting with the prime ministers highlighted a number of priorities, including economic development through Japanese investment, notably via JICA, cooperation in the field of maritime safety, where Japan plays an essential role in the fight against piracy, cultural exchanges and capacity buildings in the field of education and technological innovation. The second meeting of the second ordinary sessions of Parliament of the year 2024 of the 9th legislature, and in accordance with the Article 52 of the Constitution, on Wednesday, December 11, the President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohamed Dileita, presided over the second sessions of the second ordinary session of Parliament for the year 2024, with the participation of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed, ministers and all parliamentarians. After opening the plenary sessions as chairman, Mohamed Dileita invited the various rapporteurs to take the floor and present their reports on the bills that had been examined in the committee. Among the bills discussed were the financial bill for the final settlement of the budget for fiscal year 2023 and the amended state budget 2024, the National Gender Policy 2024-2030, as well as the approval of the 2023 financial account of the public institutions such as the National Agency for the Disabled Persons and the Djibouti Geothermal Energy Development Offices, ODEG, the National Agency for State Information Systems, ANSI, as part of their missions to oversee government actions and evaluate public policy. The members of Parliament questioned the members of the government on the management of public finances. They asked for clarification on any discrepancies between initial budget forecasts and actual results, as well as on effort to improve transparency and efficiency in public finance management. During these exchanges and in response to a series of questions for parliamentarians, member of the government provided some answers. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed, strongly reaffirmed the government's commitment to pursuing and believing in the success of the geothermal project after the vote and the adoption of the legislative text on the agenda. The President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohamed Dileita, closed the session. For his part, the President of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohamed Dileita, invited the various reporters to take the floor and present their reports on the bills that had been examined in committee. Among the bills discussed were the finance bill for the final settlement of the budget for fiscal year 2023 and the amending state budget 2024. As part of their mission to oversee government actions and evaluate public policy, the members of parliament questioned the members of the government on the management of public finances. They asked for clarification on any discrepancies between initial budget forecasts and actual results, as well as on efforts to improve transparency and efficiency in public finance management. During these exchanges and in response to a series of questions from parliamentarians, members of government provided some answers. For his part, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed, strongly reaffirmed the government's commitment to pursuing and believing in the success of the geothermal project. The multipurpose hall of the African Union headquarters in Addis Ababa hosted a gala dinners in honor of His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, and candidate for the presidency of the African Union Commission. The event was attended by representatives of several African Union member states, diplomats, as well as regional and international partners as part of Mahmoud Ali Yusuf's candidacy campaign for the post of chairman of the African Union Commission. The main aim of the event was not only to promote Mahmoud Ali Yusuf's candidacy, but also to consolidate preparations for his participation in the Jadala Africa debate scheduled for Friday, December 13, a key stages for presenting his ideas and answering questions from member states. A detailed presentation of Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf background and profiles was shown, highlighting his achievement as a diplomat and his commitment to the continent's development.
The African Union Commission, nous affirmons notre volonté ainsi que notre témoin de vous présenter le programme pour ce. By supporting the candidacy of His Excellency à cette candidature porteuse d'espoir, acteurs de la société civile et également porte-parole du gouvernement du Pacté, et un immense honneur que je prends la parole en ce jour mémorable pour vous souhaiter la 2 pour le français et Canal 3. Devices will be distributed for those who need, suivi de l'hymne de l'Union africaine, après quoi nous aurons une projection qui est représentant permanent, Abdi Mahmoud Ede, who is the permanent representative of the Republic of the African Union, and then welcoming remarks will be followed by those of l'allocution de Son Excellence l'ambassadeur Daniel. I forgot to switch to English, I apologize. De Son Excellence l'ambassadeur Hirut Zap. We will have remarks but not least, we'll have the presentation of Djibouti. Prior to that, could you please stand up?
The fifth cluster will be working on the transparency.
Mesdames et messieurs, ce soir, nous sommes pas.
Our continent is in a very critical moment where it has.
Monsieur le ministre, si vous étiez l'inconnu.
On one specific sector, which is the digital revolution. Ce n'est pas un raté, hein?
Les conditions de travail des fonctionnaires. Je vous remercie.
Vers la Ligue arabe, vers d'autres, on aura des soucis pour aller dans des dossiers qui existent. So we need to find
Several high-ranking personalities then took the floor, including His Excellency Ambassador Hairut Zemene, a permanent representative of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia to the African Union, who opened the speeches with a speech praising the candidate's leadership and strategic vision.
As you know, our continent is in a very critical moment where it has gone through more than 2 decades in appreciating, celebrating the foundation of the African Union. And we have been focused on building on the, Agenda 2063 to see the Africa we want for us and for our future generation. And in this, we have been dwelling, as we have seen on the video, of our senior minister speaking on focusing on peace and security issues, which are very important. And Ethiopia has a great appreciation for those African men and women that have chosen to lead our commission, our important focal point, our important organization that brings together from north to south, from west to east. We wish good luck to our candidate here, and we wish that he will lead the continent with the vision that we have seen in his performance as a foreign minister for a very long time. He could be a formidable candidate to lead the continental organization, and I want to say that Ethiopia wishes him a very good luck.
His Excellency Ambassador Daniel Owassa, permanent representative of the Republic of Congo to the African Union and second vice chairman of the Permanent Representatives Committee, delivered a speech highlighting the qualities needed to lead the organization. Closing the series of his speech, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf spoke, illustrating his commitment to the continent's linguistic and cultural diversity. His speech focuses on his visions of a stronger, more unified African Union capable of meeting the challenges of the 21st centuries.
The continent is facing numerous challenges related to peace and security and political instability, along with socio-economic crisis. We have to recognize that we still have a long way to go before we can finally say, this is the Africa we want. Our Agenda 2063, with the second 10-year plan, provides the leverages we need in order to reach our goals. However, coordination is critical. Harmonization of policies and alignment at national and regional levels are essential. Beyond that, resource mobilization remains our warhorse. But deliverables can only be produced through transparency and accountability at all layers of responsibility. I do have a clear understanding of what are our priorities and where the new commission should start. I also know that bureaucratic and administrative hindrances, let alone some irregular practices, will have to be handled properly. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I will have the opportunity to elaborate more during the debate on Friday on issues related to trade and industrialization, youth and gender equality, agriculture, education, and health.
The Minister of Labor in charge of Formalization and Social Protection, His Excellency Omar Abdi Said, was received as an emissary by Benin's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bakari. During this audience, he delivered an official message from the President of the Republic of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Guelleh, to his Beninese counterpart, Patrice Talon. The message concerned the Beninese support for Djibouti's candidacy for the post of chairman of the African Union Commission. During the meeting, the Minister of Labor, accompanied by his technical advisor in communication, Qadir Omar, presented the assets of the Djiboutian candidate, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, is currently Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, as well as his strategic vision aimed at strengthening Pan-African institutions and meeting the continent's major challenges. Benin's Minister of Foreign Affairs, having received the messages on behalf of President Patrice Talon, welcomed the initiative. He also reaffirmed the importance of strengthening cooperation between African countries to promote African Union's ideal of peace, unity, and development. For his part, the Minister of Labor is in charge of formalization and social protection, Omar Abdi Said, took the floor on this occasion. He welcomes the initiative. He also reaffirmed the importance of strengthening cooperation between African countries to promote the African Union's ideals of peace, unity, and development. Following the first round of the Chamber of Commerce elections held on November 27, which saw the renewal of 44-member General Assembly, the second round took place today, Wednesday, December 11, 2024, to elect the new Bureau. The Chamber of Commerce electoral bodies comprises 9 professional categories divided according to their activities. 8 of these are economic operators in the capital alone. The 9th category comprises private operator domiciled in the interior regions. On November 27, the players in each category were called upon to choose their respective representatives for the next 5 years. The 44 elected members who make up the Chamber of Commerce General Assembly today elected the 9 members who will sit on the future board of the Consular Chamber. All those elected unanimously renewed their confidence in Mr. Yusuf Musa Dawale as the head of the institution. The 8 members of the Bureau who will sit alongside him on the board were also unanimously elected. Mr. Ahmed Hamid Al-Daib, First Vice President, Mohamed Idris Saban, Second Vice President, Arafus Salah Said, the Third Vice President, and Abdurrahman Musa Barkhadle, the Fourth Vice President, and Abdurrahman Mohamed Ismail, Treasurer, Amina Yaqub, Deputy Treasurer, and Mohamed Gire Galab, the First Secretary, Madam Hasna Mohamed Abdullahi, the Second Secretary. The Minister of Youth and Culture, Hibo Mumin Asowe, presided over the reopening of the Hajidide Community Development Center. Listen for more details.
The Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowe, presided over the reopening of the Hajidide Community Development Center, completely rehabilitated and re-equipped with funds from the national budget, the second oldest youth center in the Republic of Djibouti after that of Stadium, is completely renovated and re-equipped with state-of-art equipment after several months of work. In addition to the minister, several MPs, the president of the Commune of Bulaos, the sub-prefect, senior executives of the ministry, representative of women's associations, youth, civil society notables, as well leaders of neighboring 1 and 2. After a warm welcome in honor of the minister and a guided tour of the premises, several leaders of these neighboring successively expressed their happiness to see their CDC completely renovated, equipped with cutting-edge equipment. They did not fail to thank the President of the Republic, the government, as well the minister for the constant efforts to offer young people through this brand new platform the favorable space for their development. Finally, a family photo closed the colorful events.
The minister thanked the commune officials, the elders, and the leaders of these 2 large districts.
Un vrai plaisir, enfin, d'être dans ces grands CDC de 2 quartiers A et 2.
For her part, the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowe, welcoming the reopening of the CDC of Hajidide after rehabilitation and re-equipment, thanked the population for the warm and fraternal welcome. The minister also thanked the officials of the commune, the notables, and the leaders of these 2 large neighborhoods. For the minister, beyond its noble training, educational, recreational missions, the CDC is also a high point for enriching meetings, the upgrading, as well the promotion of socio-economic integration of young people. It is also a question for us of making the CDC a melting pot that serves as a matrix for strategies aimed at cementing unity, cohesion, solidarity, the culture of peace, citizenship, as well as the preservation of our identity, religious, and historical heritage, said the minister. Finally, Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowi did not fail to urge the population and young people to take care of and make this platform alive.
The Ministry for Women and Family organized a national workshop at Sheraton Hotel to launch consultations in preparations for the second National Action Plan. Listen for more details.
Ministry of Women and Family organized a national workshop at the Sheraton Hotel to launch consultations for the preparation of the second National Action Plan. The event brought together key civil society actors, government officials, and international partners, marking a crucial milestone in the country's commitment to the inclusion of women in peace and security process. The opening ceremony was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Women and Family, who underlined the importance of this initiative in promoting women's rights and gender equality. This gathering reflects a collective desire to strengthen the mechanism to ensure the participation of women in decision-making. Unanimously adopted by the United Nations Security Council in 2000, Resolution 1325 represents a crucial call to action, highlighting the important role of women in conflict prevention, crisis management, and post-conflict reconstruction. The first National Action Plan has laid the necessary foundation, but it is essential to assess the progress made and identify persistent challenges.
For her part, the UNDP representative Emma Ano said the gathering reflected a collective desire to strengthen mechanisms to ensure women's participation in decision-making. For her part, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Women and Family, who stressed the importance of this initiative in promoting women's rights and gender equality. The training of community relays as part of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, as part of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the UNFD, in collaboration with the United Nations UNFPA, organized a training sessions for community relays in Arta. This initiative aims to strengthen local capacity for the prevention of gender-based violence and the referral of victims. The training enables community relays to play an active role in raising awareness and protecting vulnerable populations, particularly women and girls. This action is part of a national campaign that extends to the 5 interior regions with the aim of building a more inclusive society that respects human rights. As part of the Amnesty Month and the fight against the proliferation of illicit small arms and light weapons, a delegation from the Djibouti National Police visited the north of the country, in particular the Obok region. The National Police delegation was first received by the prefect of Obok, who welcomed them. Together, the two parties discussed the importance of the Amnesty Month and the fight against the proliferation of illicit small arms and light weapons. This event highlights the fact that the fight against illicit weapons is more than just one-off actions. It represents a joint social and political pact for a better future. In this context, an educational workshop was organized for the security and defense forces in the Obok regions from December 5 to 8, 2024. The workshop brought together the police, gendarmerie, army, maritime forces, and coast guard with the aim of raising awareness among these key players of the danger of the proliferation of small arms and light weapons. The workshop provided an opportunity to share strategies for controlling, tracing, and reducing weapons in circulation, while strengthening collaboration between the various institutions responsible for security. As part of the Amnesty Month and the fight against the proliferation of the small arms, the Djibouti National Police organized a symbolic march in the Obok region, sending a determined and solemn messages of peace to all African countries. The event was part of the African Union's continental initiative to achieve the ambitious goal of silencing arms by 2030 and building a secure future for generations to come. The march brought together a wide range of participants, including the National Police, security forces, and representatives of civil society. All were dressed in white t-shirts and caps, holding banners bearing messages of peace and unity, symbols of their dedication to a future free from armed violence. Dressed in white, a sign of purity and innocence. Participants expressed their aspirations for a world free of armed conflict, united in the quest for collective security. The march started in front of the Obok National Police Station and proceeded to the Obok Regional Prefecture, punctuated by slogans and songs for peace. Through this march, the participants aimed to raise public awareness in Obok and encourage collective consciousness of the importance of building a peaceful and secure Africa. This event shows that the fight against illicit weapons is much more than just a one-off action. It represents a genuine social and political pact for a better future. By joining the African Union's initiative, Djibouti affirmed its positions in favor of a prosperous united Africa where children grow up without fears and nations can develop in harmony. The draw for the eagerly awaited interministerial tournament. The tournament kicks off at the end of December at King Fahd Sport Complex, provided an opportunity for participating teams to defend their colors and, above all, strengthen ties between institutions through sport. No fewer than 27 teams will be competing this year, representing all 24 ministries, as well as exceptionally teams from the Presidency, the Prime Minister offices, and the National Assembly. This broad participation promises a high-level sporting spectacle. A table summarizing the results of the draw will shortly be published on the official Facebook page of the State Secretariat for Sport. And for the international scene, Arab countries condemn Israeli incursions into Syrian Golan Heights buffer zone. Listen to the report.
Countries have released statements strongly condemning Israel's seizure of a demilitarized buffer zone in Syria's Golan Heights. Egypt's foreign ministry described the move as an occupation of Syrian territory and a flagrant violation of the 1974 disengagement agreement. The agreement led to Israel's withdrawal from some Syrian territorial integrity. The statement emphasized the need for the international community to condemn this Israeli violation and reaffirm respect for Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and that the Golan is occupied Syria Arab land.
And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.